highs in the 80s today. It'll be in the 50s tomorrow. So you guys keep your lungs safe and don't catch pneumonia out there. I figured I'd bring the camera because what I came out was to put this plant on the table because as a handful of you know, it was down there, and I came out to this. So some kind of animal has, broken these off. And I don't know why it didn't occur to me that could happen, because the whole reason I wanted to grow collard here on the deck was because it was getting cold and I didn't want to have to go all the way to the yard garden when it got cold to get collard leaves. And the plants in the yard garden had to be fenced in the first place to protect against animal damage, rabbits and such. So I don't know what made me think it was going to be okay just to put it on the deck and think an animal wouldn't get to it. So, and I don't want to attract them in general. Bok choy and a kale in the middle. Whoa, 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 look at that sucker. Whoa. Oh, it's one of those hopping spiders too. Oh, look how fast she is. Let me get away from this bitch. This is the kale I stuck into the planter to see what would happen. It's kind of rubbery and loose. I don't even know if it's really growing any roots anymore. So I'm glad I didn't stick those in the planters expecting them to come up. I planted the seeds from that big old spinach I had that I couldn't get to seed, and then it finally went to seed. So it looks like several of these spinach are coming up now. Isn't that funny how plants are? They know it's going to be cool enough for spinach to flourish. They're going to be all throughout this planter. In addition to the spinach I put in the planter, I want to put some more in the yard garden just to see if it survives through the winter, because I've literally seen gardeners in places like DC get 3 to 4 feet of snow and their spinach survive. And if that's going to happen, then I'm not going to be mad at having plenty of it. I can't tell if these two little callaloo are rooting and growing or whatever, but I do know that my original callaloo is really sad because it's a tropical plant. It's a Jamaican vegetable, so it's not too happy out here. Kale is still rubbery, so I'm presuming that there's no rooting happening. This collard is happy, but I'm not really that interested in collards. And even if I were, I'm not going to come way over here in the cold and get the leaves. I planted some peas, and a couple of them are coming up, but I don't expect much to happen just because, again, the seasons are changing, and I would have needed to plant those probably a good month ago. I should cut the rest of those off today and have them in eggs in the morning. It looks like a couple of these callaloo rooted, but again, they're not happy with the weather change. This collard could use some water, but it's held up this long. I may or may not water it. See, I almost think an animal got to this one as well. This is one stem of this collard is bent. You probably can't see it. I'm not going to worry too much about this bed right now. What I am going to do is sprinkle some spinach plants throughout it, again, to see how well it holds up for the winter. Spinach and maybe some bok choy. So this cucumber tried to come back alive a few times to no avail. I'm not worried about it. I do have a couple of a couple of the peas that have come up that I put in the planter with the cucumbers. in the event the cucumber didn't make it. And now that I think about it, with the situation with the collard, animals will probably come and get those peas anyway. Tomato, longevity spinach, should have gone out into today's garbage, but I'm not mad that it didn't. Yeah, these bok choy are coming up, but the kale I had to replant in the middle because it was not coming up. And this was not coming up either. Not yet, anyway. May give it a little water. The only thing in the raised bed are my green onions, this collard here. I actually took the plant that was out and replanted it with a larger one that was coming up. I have these 2 opal basils that aren't doing much because of the weather, but they are staying opal. Usually when it's too warm, they turn greenish. So aside from the green onion and the collard, I'm gonna have this whole bed full of spinach, lettuce, and bok choy, mostly spinach. You know what I want though? I want some iceberg seeds. Iceberg lettuce is so crisp and fresh to me. Oh look,